Hi, today I'm going to continue where we left off from the first day. And first of all, let me tell you one thing. These videos are being recorded in high definition. So if you want to watch it in a full screen in a high resolution on the YouTube, it should be somewhere here. You can change it to 720p and you can uh, have a clear, crisp text while I'm typing. So I would recommend you to change it. So I'm going to open the last saved project, and it was NSYC RFID demo. Okay, I'm going to open the project, and so last time what we did, we made an application that shows up message box that we are connected on COM4. If we cannot connect, we can say connect. But I'm going to make some changes. First of all, I'm going to remove this button and also associated event with it, and I will also close the reader, I mean the COM port, when we close the application. So I'm say form closing. So when we close the form, you want to check if you have declared the reader instance or not. So if it is not equal to null, it means you have declared the reader, then you want to close it. And before you close it, you also want to check it if it is connected, is equal to true. Then you want to say I'm reader dot sorry, close. Okay, so this is a good practice just to open up the serial port for other applications. And one thing you want to do, I'm just gonna highlight or comment this one out, and no readers found. And I'm also going to close this application if you do not find the reader. Please open this application again after connecting reader. Okay, so we simply want to terminate the application in this instance, but you can do whatever you want. You can handle this differently. So let's get started. Let's see. Okay, now we have reader, so it shows up, the form shows up. If I unplug, this won't show up. And I also want to make sure, let's shows up on this dot text. I'm just going to say com reader dot number to string. Okay, so I'm just going to change the caption or the title of the form here, so it shows up as NSYC demo and COM4, so you know where you are connected. Okay, let me change the form a little bit, just so, okay, make it bigger. So now what we want to do is read the tag, but before we do that, let me make a few things clear. Here is where you're gonna handle all your response, but you cannot change any of the form controls, because this response is a separate thread than your form. So because we are receiving the response asynchronously, so it makes a separate thread, and you cannot change your parent thread controls. So for this one, you have to declare or create a delegate, and you can do everything you want here, like you can say console, or you can manipulate all the objects, but you cannot change the form control or any of the control text or text box value or labels or anything like that. So we have to declare a delegate with the same signature. So let me declare it here, and this is very easy to do. So you can simply copy paste this code. I'm just gonna say delegate void dl set response, and just going to say e-reader dot response and e-response. So this is my delegate signature, and now we have to invoke it, and let's see. And I'm going to handle all my responses here. Okay, process response. Okay, this is where I want to handle my responses, and it's the same signature as your response handler or your delegate. Response e response. Okay, now from here I'm going to invoke the delegate and send it to the handler. Okay, so let me okay, so this is how we invoke it. This dot invoke and new instance of your delegate set response. Okay, so that's true, that's right. And I'm just going to say e-reader. Oops, sorry. Now you have to pass the function or process response. So this is going to be method you are going to be calling. Okay, and you also have to pass the parameters. So I'm just going to say new object, and okay, so we're gonna say new object, and we're gonna pass the response. So what this does, it's gonna invoke the process response function here, this one, and it's gonna pass this value from this one. So but now we can do everything, because now this will be a part of, or this will be part of the thread that form uses. So it's gonna be sync in process thread. So now here, now you can do all form control related operations. Okay, and let me show you an example. What does it mean by that? So let's say, let me issue simple command when we are connected. So this is our label 1. I'm just gonna say as it is, and when we are connected to the reader, I'm going to say mReader dot get firmware version. Okay, so I'm going to issue command to get the firmware version, and before we invoke this one, let me say label 1 the text, and we are going to say response received, and okay, and say call from handler, call from event handler. Okay, and we're just going to do the same thing, but this time we are going to call from delegate method, or delegate method invoke. Okay, now let's run the application here. You see here a first chance of type system invalid operation exception occurred, and this is what it means. Okay, let me put a breakup here and see. Now you see there is no error on the screen here. As soon as I sorry, okay, as soon as I step over, you see it shows up it throws an exception, and because I'm handling exception in the reader class, it's not being displayed on the screen. System invalid operation handle, so that's why it's not being changed here. So now it throws up exception. I'm just gonna close this one. So now let me just comment this line, or you can, it doesn't show up because I'm handling. You can have a try catch loop, and you can run it again. So now you see response received call from delegate method invoke. So essentially you cannot modify form controls using the direct response. So this is a new thing we are going to learn today, and I will stop it here. And although it's very small amount of code, but it takes a little bit time to explain. It's just so far we have only like 80 lines of code, and there's nothing on it, nothing in it for now. But I will continue in the next video, where we will read, write tag values, and we will start displaying proper messages on screen, or updating form controls to display the values.